In this video we will analyze how modern defensive midfielders affect the team's shape and overall balance through their movement and positioning. This is the part of the game that rarely appears in highlights, yet is fundamental to the performance of players like Martín Zubimendi, Nico González and other elite level midfielders. Let's look at an example from Christie at Bournemouth. The team is building up with two centre-backs and a single pivot. Christie positions himself between City's two forwards, constantly scanning what's happening behind him while also opening a passing lane. Even without receiving the ball facing forward and by choosing a simple pass back to the centre-back, he forces City's forwards to react to his positioning. This creates additional space for the centre-back on the ball. He then continues to position himself between the lines and opens a passing lane for the fullback. City's forward is forced to adjust again, leaving the centre-back free once more. Another small movement attracts the attention of the second forward, who has to drop deeper to close Christie down. One more adjustment, and Christie is completely free to progress the ball forward. Just like attacking midfielders, the defensive midfielder must keep good distances. He needs to stay between opponents and always be available. This creates problems for the defense, as they must decide who is responsible for stepping out to the pivot. As soon as one of the forwards moves toward him, space opens up for a teammate. Often the opponent's central midfielder will step out instead. At the moment, the key is to read it early and open a passing line toward your inside midfielder. Let's look at an example. This is Manchester City against Sunderland, with a similar team shape in position. The difference is that now Nico has an opposing central midfielder positioned close to him. When the ball is played to the flank, Nico again positions himself in a triangle between opponents. In this situation he could create a clearer passing line for the fullback, but by reading the body orientation of his teammate, he recognizes that the fullback is preparing to play backwards. He then moves back into a central position, linking both forwards. As he notices that the opponent's defensive midfielder following him, Nico drags him away to open a passing line into the center for a free inside midfielder. In addition, through his positioning and movement, the defensive midfielder can force a forward to press the centre-back on a curved run. This opens up a direct lane for the centre-back to carry the ball forward into space. Here Rodri tries to create multiple passing lanes for his teammates, but by occupying the space between them, he draws the attention of three opposition players at once. Correct distances don't only help a defensive midfielder find space to receive the ball or support teammates, they also directly affect his impact in the attacking to defensive transition. In this example, Özkan initially provides balance by constantly occupying free space. When Borussia loses possession, his position allows a simple back pass and lets him react immediately if the ball is lost again. If you haven't subscribed yet, this channel is all about details like this. Make sure you don't miss the next episodes. Now let's look at how two defensive midfielders can interact as a pair. Here Arsenal's goal kick structure includes two pivots, Odegaard and Zubimendi. As the goalkeeper prepares to play, they move in opposite directions, occupying different vertical and wide areas. This stretches the opponent's first line. Odegaard then recognizes that staying in this position will outnumber the opponent against the two forwards. With no immediate pressure on him, Zubimendi continues to push higher, pulling his marker with him and next opening the space in front of the Norwegian. The move ends with a loss of possession. Can you see a better decision for Odegaard here? Pause the video. What's the best decision here? Write A, B or C in the comments. Every intentional movement of a defensive midfielder is critical to the team's overall structure, much like a gyroscope. He is the player who creates balance, covers key spaces, or opens them up for himself and his teammates. Every movement affects his teammates. This is true both with and without the ball. This is one of the reasons why constantly checking the surrounding space is such an important part of playing this position. In this match, Arsenal played with Rice and Zubimendi as defensive midfielders and Odegaard as an attacking midfielder. Here Odegaard drops deeper and effectively occupies the space of one of the pivots. Notice how often Zubimendi scans in different directions. He identifies Odegaard's plan and moves into the free corridor. He originally drops deeper, resees the situation and then makes a new movement. He then sees Marina occupying the attacking midfielder space, another scan, another setting, another search for occupied space. At this moment, Arsenal have 3 players positioned between the lines in 3 different corridors. Thanks to Odegaard's movement, they gain a numerical advantage in the first line. But Martín fully makes to this new role and prepares to attack the finishing zones as an inside midfielder. This is exactly the type of detail we work on at ForPro, breaking positional play into small, repeatable decisions. We are ForPro, a team of football analysts helping players reach their full potential. We work one-on-one online, breaking down your matches and showing what drives your performance. Each session is personal, built around you, your position and your goals. Now let's talk about how the defensive midfielder positions himself in defense. When playing with a single pivot, his main task is to be ready to defend as much space as possible. His starting position between opponents allows him to react to multiple attacking scenarios. The ball position and the pressing orientation of his teammates becomes the key points for his positioning, enabling him to control more than just one opponent at a time. Let's look at an example. Tottenham apply a high press, with both inside midfielders pushing very high, leaving the defensive midfielder isolated across a large central area. Palhinha has 2 opponents in the half space but stays in the central corridor. While the ball is closer to the left side, he prepares to step towards the left-sided midfielder but gets away fully made. From this position he has time to speed up toward either opponent while the ball is traveling. When his teammate shifts the press to Palhinha's right side, this becomes the trigger to switch focus. In addition, Tottenham now have a numerical disadvantage on that side. This is the moment to close the distance aggressively. Would you stay central here or step out earlier? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Now an example of defensive midfield play within a 5-3-2 structure. Notice how involved Çalhanoğlu is even without direct opponents in his immediate zone. He immediately recognizes the opponent's attempt to occupy central space and takes control of it. He then positions himself midway between the 2 nearest opponents, allowing him to cover for either of his teammates stepping out. Timing and correctly reading the opponent's true plan are crucial in these situations. Again Tottenham and again Palhinha, but this time in a mid-block. At the start, Palhinha is a bit too far from his teammate, who has stepped out to press. However, once he recognizes that the space around the ball is fully compressed and the opponent has no realistic option to play a medium or long pass, he begins to move toward the ball, looking for a short pass. Through intelligence and patience, the defensive midfielder restores balance in the zone. As we mentioned earlier, the defensive midfielder provides balance not only in his own zone, but wherever the team structure requires it. Borussia press high in the opponent's half, and both the right fullback and the centre-back follow the opponent's man-to-man. This destroys the defensive line and opens a gap that Özcan immediately covers. In these moments, it's basic that the inside midfielder, Brandt in this case, also reacts by dropping deeper to compensate for the space Özcan has left. If you enjoyed this analysis, tell us in the comments what you'd like to see next. This video is part of larger ForPro lecture focused on defensive midfielders. Check out our educational course, follow the link on our platforms in the description. Message us for more details. If this breakdown interested you, watch other tactical analysis from ForPro.